Hello Leo, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. I'm going to do a new moon reading, 18th today or tomorrow, depending on where you are in the world. I'm going to start with Leo because obviously the new moon is in Leo, and this is a specific spread which I use for eclipses, new moons, full moons, and I actually think it's really useful. It can relate to different areas. It doesn't necessarily mesh into one grand story, even though I attempt to read it that way. So we're going to start with an effective way to raise your vibration, and it's time to be brave. There's some sort of action you need to take here, Leo, with my Fairy of the Highlands. It's regarding community, so this can be, you know, a group of friends. Bob's just now had, yeah, you know, kindred spirits, any sort of group that you're involved in. It might even be a third-party situation. It can be family. And the King of Pentacles in reverse. Now, either I'm reading for a King of Pentacles in reverse, or this is the person that you almost need to face up to. A King of Pentacles in reverse might just be someone who's out of their own energy, might be struggling financially, or having some issues in their own stability, or indeed their health. It can also be someone that might need to sort of take their power back in a situation. It's come through as the Panther Spirit. I'm not reading it in reverse, but it could be. And he's also a warrior. So he's either someone who is unethical, usually financially. This can be, you know, like your corrupt bank manager, accountant, financial advisor, a stockbroker, something like that. It doesn't have to be, as I say, I just got a feeling with him being in reverse, I'm not convinced he's the culprit that you need to stand up to. It might very well be that you are the King of Pentacles, and in some way you have been taken advantage of and tried to avoid any sort of confrontation. So, you know, fit that to your circumstances. But the Fairy of the Highlands is very much about enough is enough. And this is a time where you need to move into self-protection mode and honour yourself. This card means that people have taken advantage of your peaceful nature. So even though you don't want to fight, because it's maybe not your natural nature, this is a case of a dispute needs to be resolved, and it might not be able to be resolved peacefully. So you might need to, you know, stand up for yourself. If you are someone who, you know, chronically avoids conflict, it's time to speak your truth. It's time to take a stand, because there's something wrong here, basically, and that is what is going to raise your vibration. It might be that you're you know, uncomfortable because what you need to do would involve hurting someone, and that may make you sad. This may be someone that you care about. It kind of might be a family member, or maybe even a spouse. So it's not an action you're going to take any pleasure in dealing with, Leo, but it is something that now needs to be done to get you to the next level. So a success that you will enjoy for this new moon is the contract. So a decision with the Two of Swords in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles representing the contract itself. So this might actually mean that you're taking legal action with regards to an issue. It can be any sort of partnership, business partnership, marriage, any sort of legal contract. You've made a decision, and it is to bring things into balance, the contract being in its upright position here. So it can be that you're choosing to get a divorce, or you're choosing to sell a home, or sell a business, or, you know, take someone to court over a contract, because there feels like there's been an injustice here that's kind of, maybe there's been a period where you've hoped to, you know, mediate the situation and be really reasonable and logical, but it's not happening. And the success that you will enjoy for this new moon, so we're looking over the next sort of, you know, 2 to 4 weeks, is that you're going to make a decision on what direction to go with this. If this resonates, you'll know by now. If it doesn't, just like and leave. And what you should set your intention towards, this is odd. I've got the Thinking Woman in reverse here with the Ten of Pentacles. Now this can either represent you or represent someone that you're dealing with here. The Thinking Woman, when she's in reverse, either what you need to set your intention towards is getting upright, start to think logically and rationally. The thinking woman, it does just that. But if she's someone that you're dealing with, this is someone who is having a difficult time with their own personal growth. This is somebody who would be disconnected from their purpose. This is someone who needs to learn to trust their intuition. But if you're a masculine reading this, or even a woman, it doesn't matter, it doesn't need to be romantic. This could be a woman that's misleading you. And you need to allow your intuition to sort of fill in the gaps here. Because I do have the owl spirit, and the owl is, you see clearly now. This is about being wise and paying attention to what's between the lines. So it's almost like someone is trying to railroad you, or, you know, pull the wool over your eyes here. And it might not make sense. And it might not make sense because this is someone that maybe should be working on your behalf, or someone you have an affection for. I don't know. Your intention towards. But with the Ten of Pentacles here, it's to do with it's to do with family. This could be a family member. You might want to sell a family home. You might want to sell a family business, but this is to do with legacy or your pension, something long term. You have to set your intention towards long term security. But either you're the thinking woman and you're not thinking clearly, you're not following your path, and you need to trust your intuition, or you're someone who's dealing with a thinking woman who is misleading you, who is misinterpreting the facts. And something you should avoid, and it's kind of moving on to that. There's like a possible feminine here. I don't know if it's just a feminine, but there's a tender connection here that you need to avoid. You might need to avoid a tender connection, a loving connection with the King of Wands, or you are the King of Wands. And there's possibly a feminine here that unsettles you or distracts you. Yeah, distraction is quite a big thing, I have to say, for whoever this reading is for. This is the hummingbird spirit in reverse, which is be here now. So this is someone who is very easily distracted, but it's also someone who's always looking for the next best thing, who doesn't feel they're enough, who doesn't feel what they have in their life is quite enough. There's a constant searching here for, you know, nirvana. And that's something that needs to be avoided. You kind of need to settle on something, Leo, and, you know, set your intention towards it and make sure it's something that's good for you. And a challenge that you'll soon face is the woman holding a heart, crikey. So both what you should avoid, the angel of love, and a challenge is the woman holding a heart. So there does seem to be a feminine issue here with the Eight of Swords in reverse. The challenge might be freeing yourself from a love connection. One that's no good for you. You know, being overly receptive to love, that's what the woman holding a heart is. She can be someone new coming into your life. This can just be a female who's dealing with family or love or emotions, but it's someone who's in a state of, you know, receptivity to love, and yet it's something. It's a challenge for you. It's not something you should avoid. The angel of love is something you should avoid. Maybe being too tender. I don't know. Maybe you're easily led. I don't know. Maybe you fall very quickly and you fall for the wrong person. Or, you know, this is all related, and it is a contractual issue. And you're letting someone, you know, use their feminine guile. Maybe you've got a soft spot for someone who's ripping you off. I don't know. But there's something to do with sabotage here regarding this woman holding a heart. So it could be someone in your family, you know, it could be your mother, it could be your wife, it could be your sister. And I'm not necessarily saying that they are the negative influence. This can be entirely switched, but there's something, there's the overall feeling I get is that someone is being led by their emotions and they're not seeing clearly, which is why my thinking woman is in reverse here. They need to maybe, you know, get her flipped up, focus on stability. This is like, you know, root chakra stuff, you know, money, income, pensions, and just get their head straight and stop sort of drifting off into, you know, I mean, this is all very delightful. I mean, you know, not necessarily something that you would want to avoid, but if it's affecting your stability, and it is, whatever's going on emotionally here is affecting someone's emotional stability, and they need to balance out the two. There's too much in one direction here. And a helpful resource is the Temple Path in reverse. Crikey. This is like two different sides of the coin here. So this might be two different individuals, you know. And the Seven of Swords in reverse. This is a helpful resource. The Seven of Swords being in reverse is sort of telling me you can't avoid a situation anymore. You need to try and fix something. This is about making reparation, trying to fix a right or wrong, come clean, confess, have an honest conversation. That is going to be what's useful for you and get you back on purpose. And with the Temple Path being in reverse, so there's two nods here to somebody being off their path, but it's also saying that someone may be too focused on material gain and maybe not getting support from their family, and that they need to sort of bring the family back into the fold, or indeed, you know, cut the family off entirely, you know, fit it to your circumstances. I just feel that somebody needs to really just get their head back in the game, or indeed even just get back in the game. They've almost like, there's a feeling of disconnect and, you know, floating off into like romantic reverie here. While, you know, someone's pilfering your pockets, but you don't want to upset the apple cart, you don't want to upset anyone, you don't want to upset family members. So what you're going to bring in with this Leo new moon is that you're going to be able to make a decision, a firm decision on whatever this contract with the Ace of Pentacles means. The special message from the universe is the yin, yang and the moon, and this is all about balance. Bringing in the, you know, the dark, the light, the feminine, the masculine with the moon, because the moon, and it's balancing your emotions, it's harnessing and your fear. The moon is fear and confusion. So this new moon is all about balancing the masculine and feminine within you and making clear-minded decisions at the same time using your intuition. If you're trying to balance out, you know, your left and right brain hemisphere, they say if you like cross your legs or cross your arms while you're making a decision, it actually helps. Maybe try that. But there is some balance needed here, Leo. And there is a case of you need to be brave. You need to draw a line in the sand here. If you've been taken advantage of, regardless as to who it is, it's time to speak up. It's time to, you know, right some wrongs and take back control of your life. There you go. That's your new moon in Leo. You know, have your cleansing bath, set out your intentions, make sure they're positive, and good luck with it. Talk to you soon. Bye.